Excuse me. Hey guys, how's it going? Working on this 1980 YZ250 engine I got in yesterday. I've got it all cleaned up, case is painted, everything clean, crank cleaned up nice. Just a little sanding, some brass on my little Dremel. I get this little battery powered Dremel I use a lot. That's how I get like all the little nooks. This is a wire one. I have brass ones too. And then I got brass and wire these type, and brass and wire these type. So that's how I get everything nice and clean. See, I painted. I gotta be careful because I just did it a couple hours ago. Painted these cases. Pretty sweet. I used that paint right there. PJ1 Fast Black case paint. It's a satin. I don't like the gloss. I kind of like the satin look. You know, that looks pretty sweet. It's not real shiny. Pretty similar to the OEM paint, and this year was kind of flat like that, but yeah, come out pretty sweet. So, crank's cleaned, everything else is clean, and some stuff's going to sandblaster. The cover, got it all cleaned up. That's going to the sandblaster. Cylinder going to a sandblaster. He wants the bare metal look, which I don't blame him. It looks kind of cool. He broke this bottom fin. Must be pride at getting the cylinder. Guy took the cylinder off. The rest was all together, but he wanted me to. I would have just left it. It wasn't that bad, but he wanted it grind down so he couldn't tell. So I did that. Ground that down. See, on the other side is that bottom. I mean, he only had like corner of it broke off, and yeah, but I didn't hone the cylinder yet, but I did do some sandpaper on it, some 400 grit with some WD. I'm gonna wait till after it's sandblasted, then I'll pull the studs out and plane the top, hone it, and then plane the top and everything, clean it all up. I don't want to pull the studs out in case he gets any, stuff in there. You gotta trace them, but that's gonna get sandblasted. It'll be sweet. And the head itself will be sandblasted too. So hopefully, I found a guy right here in town. Said he would come right here and pick it up, seeing as how, I'm in a wheelchair now since 2020, but can't really drive yet, so that's cool. Gonna come right here and get them hopefully soon, because these parts will be here in the next 4 or 5 days. So yeah, that's it. Other than that, I'm pretty much done with that engine until the parts come and get the sand blasted. I don't know if I talked in my last video, I checked the clearance. This was an OEM Yamaha piston, and I had 2000s, just under 2000s clearance, which is still really good. I think 3 is max. So, but I got a YZ250 coming. Couldn't really find a good OEM one anymore. But nothing wrong with a YZ250. And these old bikes with steel liners. But I'll check the clearances again after I hone it and everything. I mean, honing it don't take much off, but it will clean it up nice. But yeah, that piston really isn't in bad shape. Thing wasn't road hard, I don't think. I think it probably sat for a long time, because these crank seals, I mean, this one was so brittle. You can just peel it right apart. It's so hard and brittle like that. That's a lot of these old bikes. That's what happens when they sit for many years. So I've done a lot of these really nice. One time I did a 79 RM125. The thing looked like brand new still. This was way back before I got hurt, 5-6 years ago. And I put new crank bearings and seals. The only thing I did to it, and they were hard, so a good thing, because it probably would have leaked a little air on the one side or a little thing. So, but yeah, that bike was sweet. That particular bike, it sat so long with the piston in one spot, you could actually see in the bore where the ring sat. It like discolored it a little bit. It didn't hurt it none or rust it. Just you could see where the ring sat for 25 years or whatever. It was a display bike. So yeah, I've done a lot of them. Doing a lot of vintage engines seems like lately, but getting hooked up with vintage guys, so it's pretty cool. They're all a bunch of good guys. And they always need work done to a vintage bike. Buy these bikes and, you know, you buy a vintage bike. This guy bought this YZ250. It sat with the reed cage off of the cylinder for who knows how long. But I've had worse. It wasn't that bad. So, but it'll be sweet when I'm done. He didn't buy a bolt kit. I don't know why. I sent him a link to a new bolt kit, but I did clean all the bolts up. These are Allen head bolts. I personally would have spent the $30 and got a bolt kit, or even more, and got a good spec bolt one if they're available for it. I don't know, but that's not my decision. I'm just putting it together and fixing it up. So yeah, that's it. It's warm here today. Upstate New York, man, it's probably, I don't know, 90 at least, but it's not real humid, so it ain't too bad. But I got a 4-stroke. I gotta put some valves in. I got all new valves for it, lap them in, put new seals in. I think I'll do that here, and then that's pretty much it. I'm waiting on parts for 5 bike engines, a couple chainsaws, quad engine. So I've been real busy. But yeah, you guys have a good day. Later.